You're all welcome to this third part of this series of presentations, hoping that you would have watched the very first part from the beginning to the end and equally did same for the second part from the beginning to the end. And this is the beginning of the third part, which like I said, in fact, towards the ending of the second part, I'm going to be dwelling so much on the robot technology that our company has been able to come up with. I'm going to show you how exciting you need to be about making use of this particular robot because it's a robot like none others. It's true, you might not agree with some of the aspects or some of the features of the robot, but I can tell you in all honesty that this is the only trading robot that I've come across in the world whereby anybody making use of it doesn't lose in the market, which means even if you are a novice in the domain of cryptocurrencies, like you know nothing in cryptocurrencies, you can actually feel comfortable using this robot, even without having detailed knowledge on how to exploit it. Why? Because there is no risk involved with this robot, because nobody loses using this robot. I've never seen a trading robot where nobody loses. Most of the robots that are offered by many platforms out there that trade different cryptocurrencies and so on, most of them, not only are you expected to purchase those robots, but you're also expected to make use of those robots for the robots to trade. But you need to identify the cryptocurrencies that those robots need to trade for you. And there are moments when you won't be in profit. There are moments when you can trade and lose. Not just that, you need to be paying gas fees for some of those robots on a regular basis. And that also sucks a lot of money from you. But now with the trading robots, which I refer to as the trading bot, the ultimate trading bot of this particular company, everybody has the possibility of using a bot. And there is nobody who loses money here. Nobody loses. There is nobody who finds himself at a loss with this robot. That's one unique thing with this one. So it's like a safe haven for everybody. Now, the question is, why do we have need for this product right now? Or what actually necessitated or prompted the need for this particular product at this point in time? Remember the challenges that most of you have actually gone through with the splitting technology when we're dealing with splits, liquidity pools, and so on. At the beginning, the pools are always highly rewarding, but way over time, they become disadvantageous, especially to small investors. Not only that, at some point, the market gets saturated with assets because pools have paid out so many coins, that people take to the market, and then with the referral commission that the company used to pay also back then using the same assets. So all of those things actually contributed in creating market dumps beside the dirty politics that usually takes place also on the crypto market. So putting all of that together, the company now saw the need to avoid some of those loopholes that were usually culminating towards bringing down the price value of our assets on the market, which was usually detrimental in most of the cases, especially to small investors, bringing up a product that is going to have everything there is or that it is supposed to have in terms of fairness. And that is why the company stumbled on this unique product, which is that of the robot. So, not everybody in the market or not everybody is actually interested in being a member of a liquidity pool or in participating in the splitting technology of the company. It's not everybody who feels comfortable with that, especially given the shortcomings with it, meaning that at the beginning it's highly rewarding, but over time it is disadvantageous. Which means for those in the network marketing business, it might be very good for them at the beginning, but over time, those they bring into the system, they don't tend to receive anything worthwhile from the system. And then it helps to discredit the company also somehow, which is not good. So the company now decided to put in place a fairer system, which is putting in place a common product which is not new to everybody or which is not new to a majority of the people, which is that of a trading robot. But now I'm gradually going to tell you as time evolves how different this particular product is aside the differences I've already mentioned before now. We all know that we are in an era of AI. So you're going to see an improvement that has been invested in our robots. That's integrating the AI option in our robot. Those are the robots that are to be launched by the 11th of next month. I'm going to be talking more about that one as I roll with this particular portion. Now, let's first of all begin with why the product at this time. Like I already said, the first reason, it is going to give an opportunity for a lot of people, especially those who are not interested in the splitting technology. That's number one. Number two, it is a perfect tool for experts, especially for those who have expert knowledge in trading. So it's going to be an extraordinary tool for them to be able to take advantage of what? Of certain market situations. If there are variations in the market, dips and then highs in the market, the robot can actually help them to do that trading. What means that even when they are sleeping, once you have a robot is like a machine that does all the work for you that is supposed to be done by a human being. So the robot does it. It's a machine that does it automatically. It does it during the day and at night, even when you are sleeping. So the robot is always in the market, assessing the market on your behalf. So even when you are sleeping, the robot is fetching money for you. That is the advantage of getting a robot for yourself. Number 3, besides freezing Ultima coins for 3 years, now I'm trying to tell you exactly how to get a robot. That is why it is absolutely necessary for everybody to venture into getting at least, even if it is just a single robot or 2 or 3, depending on the ones you can afford for. Because the robots are gotten for free. The company doesn't sell any of these robots. The robots are gotten for free. But there's a time frame. There's a time frame. And you still have the opportunity between now and the end of this month to get your own robot for free. If you don't get the robot for free between now and the end of the month, you will have to buy the robot now with your own physical money. Now, when I say you get a robot for free, how exactly is this robot free? Very simple. The company says, if you find a particular robot of a particular capacity or with a particular capacity, if you are interested in that robot, they will actually show you the price of that robot. If they say the price of that robot is, let's say, $110 or euros, for instance, okay, this robot normally is going to cost 110 euros. But because you are a member of the community, even if you are not a member of the community, the company will tell you that, okay, instead of you giving me 110 euros to get this robot, what you are going to do is go and look for Ultima coins equivalent to 110 euros. If you can get those Ultima coins, wherever you are going to get them, whether you are the person producing them through any of the pools or you are going to the market to buy the Ultima coins, from, get Ultima coins. In as much as you get the quantity equivalent to 110 euros, go to that particular robot you're interested in, click on it, freeze those quantities, or freeze that quantity of Ultima tokens against that particular package. Those coins will stay there frozen for a period of 3 years. Then automatically that robot becomes yours. You can start making use of it. Then 3 years later, those Ultima tokens which you had frozen against that robot are returned to you 100%. Now, assuming that 3 years later, the price of Ultima token has risen to a certain price value, it means that by the time you're unfreezing yours, you will now be selling and making much more gains from it. So it's like helping you to save for the future. But while you are saving for the future, the company is also giving you a product, which is what? A trading robot. Now, once you get a trading robot, what is that robot going to trade? The robot is going to trade what they call TPTU against USDT. So it will trade TPTU. TPTU is an internal currency of this company. It's the company's internal currency. That is a trading asset that belongs to this particular company. So you are going to be able to trade this particular asset for USDTs. So this is the pair here. As a matter of fact, we had 2 pairs. The first pair that came up was, in fact, what the robot was able to trade before now. The robot was able to trade Ultima stroke USDT. But there was a major shortcoming that was noticed with this particular pair. There was a major shortcoming. That's why the company had to cancel this pair. They had to stop robots from trading Ultima stroke USDT. The major shortcoming was that there were some people who were able to afford for very powerful robots, very huge robots. Those who had Ultima tokens to freeze, to get robots with those huge capacities. When usually the currency dropped down in value, those robots will enter the market and sweep a good quantity of the Ultima. They will take them out of the market. And once they take them out of the market, the moment the Ultima token starts moving upward, as it goes very far upward, some of those robots usually have the tendency of bringing the total quantity of those Ultimas again to the market to sell in order to make profit for the owners of the robots. And so when the markets receive huge quantities of those Ultima tokens that were dumped there by all of these robots, what happens? The price of the Ultima token starts going down again because it's a robot that is doing it automatically. So when the robots, imagine you have about 10, 15, 20, 30 robots that come to the market at the same time, injecting huge quantities of Ultima tokens because they want to fetch profit in USDTs for the owners. Once it does that, the price of the Ultima starts coming down. It starts falling down. It falls very high in terms of, in fact, very, very low to very low values. And when it dips down to very low values like that, it generates negative sentiments in the users of this particular asset, which means somehow they start losing confidence in it. So when the company discovered that, they now decided to scrape out this particular pair, and they had to replace it with a neutral currency, a neutral internal currency of the company, which is called TPTU. So what the robot will be trading will be TPTU against USDT. And there are two major exchanges for now that you can actually get to, to this TPTU against USDT. So you can either do that on MEXC or you get to do that on BingX. There are many other exchanges that are in the pipeline to list this particular pair as well. So what is going to happen is the moment you freeze your ULTIMA coins, I'm trying to give a summary of it. So the first thing is you see a particular robot. You are interested in the robot. What do? Freeze ULTIMA coins, which are equivalent to what is needed for you to get that particular robot. Once you freeze those ULTIMA coins, they will stay frozen for 3 years, number one. Number two, that robot automatically becomes yours. Number three, the ULTIMA coins, which you have just frozen in order to have that robot, will be paying you daily rewards in ULTIMA coins for the next 3 years. Means that for that period of 3 years, you'll be receiving daily rewards in ULTIMA coins. That's number three, beside the fact that you've gotten the robot. Then, the robot which you've gotten is a machine that is supposed to be trading for you. What is it going to trade? Instead of trading ULTIMA through USDT, it's going to be trading what? TPTUs through USDT. So which means once you get the robot, you will connect the robot to your MEXC account, or you connect the robot to your BingX account, or to whichever account that has TPTU trading on it, or whichever exchange that has TPTU trading on it. So once you connect it to an exchange like that, for instance, MEXC, then you are going to load that robot, you are going to load USDTs inside that MEXC account. In the USDT section, you will load it with a certain quantity of USDTs. Once you load the USDTs inside, it is the robot that will start using the USDTs to do the trading. So the robot starts doing the job for you. The robot will be the one trading the cryptocurrencies for you. And the robots right now can only trade one pair. It doesn't trade any other cryptocurrency. It trades only ULTIMA. That is why the company was able to make the robot in such a way that it can only trade and put the owner of the robot in profit. Nobody loses. Nobody loses when trading TPTU stroke USDT. Everybody is always in gain. Nobody loses. That is the way the company has built the robot. So nobody loses there. Everybody is always in gain. But now here is the difference. The robot is meant to give you a certain percentage reward. For instance, if your robot has a capacity of 200%, it therefore means that whatever it is as an asset or as USDTs that you're going to load in your exchange account, the robot will make sure that it will use the quantity of USDTs you have put there to do the trading and make sure that you end up getting up to 200% as profit under the quantity of the USDTs that you are loaded inside that exchange. It might not happen in 1 day. It might not happen in 2 days. It can take up to a period of 365 days. It can take even 1 year. It can take even 10 years. It can take even 20 years. But now the programming has been done in such a way that the moment the robot is able to get profit up to 200% for you, that is the moment the robot is going to stop working. It means that the robot expires or the robot dies from that moment. Once it has not given you up to that 200% profit, it will keep working for you. Even if it has to go on for the next 10, 50 to 100 years, it will keep doing that until it has been able to give you up to the 200%. That is when it stops working. But that is not the case with robots that are offered by other systems. With other systems, a robot is given to you which can trade possibly maybe different types of cryptocurrencies, but it can only do that for you within a certain time frame. Once you're outside that time frame, that is it. The robot stops working. For you to make it to continue working, you have to reactivate it. You have to reactivate the robot. But we don't say we don't need to reactivate anything. It keeps working until it has generated the amount of profit that it has been assigned to generate for you. And it must do that, taking into consideration that you will never be in a loss. As a matter of fact, the robot never trades and puts you in a loss because of the technology that is operating the robot. It has been programmed in such a way that nobody loses. Everybody is always in gains. But now the only difference is at the level of the duration that it will take to be able to give you that profit. But it makes sure that you stay in the safe zone. So it's as simple as that. So this one is extremely very good for people who can go in for bigger robots. The bigger the robot, the more profitable it's going to be for you. For instance, imagine, excuse me, a robot that is going to cost, let's say, 1,100 euros. I think I should even have a chart somewhere. All right, maybe when we get to the chart, I will explain better from that level. So like I said, the USDT stroke, the ULTIMA stroke USDT option was actually removed for the reason which I already explained. Now let us look at some of the advantages of getting the trading robot now. First of all, the first advantage I already said, if you get it between now and the end of this month, then you're on the safe side, because all you will be required to do is just freeze a certain quantity of ULTIMA coins and that will be it. The robot becomes yours. But after the end of this month, you will need to buy it with physical cash. So the first advantage, simply freeze the required quantity of ULTIMA coins against the robot license package of your choice. I already explained that. And you also have to know that the coins must stay frozen. The ULTIMA coins you are freezing against the robot will have to stay frozen for a minimum of 3 years. Then you are going to get the license of the robot with the specified capacity. So every robot has its maximum capacity. Now, maximum capacity, in other words, is telling you the maximum percentage profit that that particular robot is assigned to generate for you before it stops working. Now you are going to do what? You are going to connect the robot to any required exchange of your choice, and then you load it with what? With USDTs. Once that is done, automatically the robot will start trading what? TPTU against USDT till the required percentage profit has been reached before it stops working. I've already explained all of that. Then daily you are going to be receiving rewards for the ULTIMA tokens which you have frozen in order to get a robot. They will still be paying you ULTIMA coins for it every day for the next 3 years. Then 3 years later, the totality of the ULTIMAs which you have frozen against the robot will be returned to you. See how advantageous it is for anybody to get involved with this robot. It doesn't cost you anything. Any ULTIMAs you put inside, be rest assured that you are going to get a product which is going to help you to generate more money. And then 3 years later, the original quantity of the ULTIMAs will be returned to you. As simple as that. So you need to take advantage of it now. Whatever the quantity of ULTIMAs that you can afford, get them now. Freeze them against a robot. Give the robot a try. The robot will always put you in profit. Nobody loses with the robot. I already said that. So maximize your chances of getting to make more money. Don't go and spend money on robots out there, which you are not very sure that you are going to recover the money. Now, something you also have to notice, no trades and losses with this robot. I already said that. So this robot doesn't trade and lose, even if you are a novice in the domain of cryptocurrencies. So it's as simple as that. Okay, so a very important aspect. Why has the ULTIMA coin not been able to grow beyond 20,000? I think I already said that in the first part of the presentation. I already explained all of this, even though there are some parts that I didn't explain. Now, one thing why the coin has not been able to grow beyond 20,000 is the fact that the coin is still not getting a very good position in terms of classification on CoinMarketCap. There is something that CoinMarketCap does. CoinMarketCap is a tracking website for cryptocurrencies, meaning even though ULTIMA at the moment as we speak is at about 6,000 plus, in terms of dollar value, but the world is still not crazy about ULTIMA. Like, it's still not making a lot of noise out there. People are not really, because after BTC right now, after Bitcoin, which is at $100 and something dollars, the next cryptocurrency in terms of dollar value right now as we speak is ULTIMA coin. Go to the exchange and check. It is the ULTIMA coin that is the next with 6,000 plus. Even Ethereum, which is a second cryptocurrency in terms of market cap, is not that high in terms of dollar equivalents. So the question is, why is it that the world is not running behind the second cryptocurrency, which is ULTIMA, which is at 6,000 plus? Yeah, they will prefer to go and patronize Ethereum, which is only at, I think it's about 4,000 now, 4,000 plus. Why is it that they still continue to believe more in Ethereum than believing in this other one, which is at 6,000 plus? In recent times, it even went up to 20,000 plus. Why is it that people don't go crazy over it? The reason is simple. People don't go crazy about it simply because a majority of cryptocurrency traders as well as cryptocurrency companies in the world are not investing yet in ULTIMA. Why is it that they are not investing in ULTIMA? Because a majority of them have not had ULTIMA introduced to them. They have not been introduced to ULTIMA. Now, when I say they have not been introduced to ULTIMA. It's not like they don't know that there's a coin existing as ULTIMA. They might know, but they're not investing in it. Why? Because the person that is supposed to encourage them to do the investment or for them to come in and invest on the ULTIMA project is CoinMarketCap. So CoinMarketCap is one of the best facilitators that can easily get companies, big establishments, invest in a crypto project. How does it do that? Through the classification of your coin on it. So once your coin has a good classification position on CoinMarketCap, it gives the credibility to your coin. And that means many people will feel comfortable investing in that kind of a project. So if you check right now, CoinMarketCap has not been able to list ULTIMA coin among the first 200 coins. CoinMarketCap has not been able to do that, despite the fact that ULTIMA has been performing in other areas, because there are several criteria that are taken into consideration before listing a coin or before classifying a coin among the first 200, among the first 100, among the first 50, the first 10, and so on and so forth. There are criteria. So even if ULTIMA has fulfilled almost all of those criteria, there is still one criteria that ULTIMA has not been able to fulfill. And because of that, they cannot be classified among the first 200 coins on CoinMarketCap. And because of that reason, many companies, many big investors cannot invest in it. So what is this condition that ULTIMA has not been able to fulfill? Now, the simple reason is that ULTIMA as a cryptocurrency has a network marketing component attached to it. And there is no network, there is no cryptocurrency that has a network marketing component attached to it that can actually grow and break bounds in the crypto market. Which means CoinMarketCap says, okay, if your coin is doing very well, you have a very good ecosystem, you have a very good economics, and every other thing is verified. The blockchain is legit, everything is okay. But you see this particular network marketing component that you have attached to it. Because of that, I cannot give you any recognition. I can never classify you among the first 200 coins. And if I don't classify you among the first 200 coins, which means that all the traders, crypto traders that are found on top exchanges like Binance, Coinbase, Krakens, OKX, and so on and so forth, will be, that's HTX. Most of them will not be aware. There are some of them, even if they see the cryptocurrency doing well, they will first of all go and check on CoinMarketCap. Is this particular crypto classified among the first 200? If the answer is no, they will not really feel motivated to come and invest in the project. Even if the project is $100,000 in value, they will still not come, because that aspect of credibility, they don't have that assurance. They are not sure. So CoinMarketCap says, if you dissociate the network marketing component from your coin, then we can now begin to, classify your coin among the first 200, assuming that the other conditions have been fulfilled. So one condition for a coin to be classified among the first 200 is that the coin must be listed on tier 1 exchanges. Means that you must have the coin listed on tier 1 exchange. Tier 1 exchanges are first generation exchanges. Now, when I say first generation exchange, it means they are big exchanges that have very huge market caps. With big market caps, they are referred to as tier 1 exchanges. They're actually classified in 3 groups. They have tier 1 exchanges, tier 2 exchanges, and tier 3 exchanges. Tier 3 exchanges are small exchanges that have very low market caps, or that move very little volumes of trading funds on the daily basis. But the big guys in the market, like Binance and so on, those are tier 1 exchanges. So for CoinMarketCap to classify your coins among other criteria, among the first 200 coins, is that the coin must be listed on the tier 1 exchanges. And ULTIMA has not been able to get listed on tier 1 exchanges like Binance and the rest. Why? Because of the network marketing component. So Binance will say, if you want me to list your coin, remove the network marketing component from your coin. Why is it so? Because if I list the coin on my exchange, then I will be giving unfair advantage to the community members. It's not everybody who is a member of ULTIMA's community. And you have members of ULTIMA communities, they are the ones producing the coin through their splitting, through their staking, through every other thing they are doing, through referral commissions, through a compensation for qualifying for certain ranks. They get these ULTIMAs. Whereas other people in the market, they will have to go and purchase the ULTIMAs. The advantage is so unfair. So because of that reason, the exchange says, no, we cannot list your coin. Otherwise, we'll be giving unfair advantages to your own community members as opposed to the others. So let the coin give fair advantages to everybody. So remove the network marketing component from it, then we'll list it. And once we list it, that's once the tier 1 exchanges start listing the ULTIMA coin, and the coin market cap sees it and say, okay, so we now have tier 1 exchanges, that's big exchanges, that have now listed this particular coin. In that case, we will now be able to classify the coin among the first 200. And once it is classified among the first 200, big investors in the market, top companies that have huge volumes of money that they can invest in crypto projects, they will see it and say, okay, if coin market cap that we trust so much has been able to list this coin, or classify it among the first 200, or maybe among the first 100, or maybe among the first 50, or among the first 10, it means that these are solid projects. So in that case, these big companies will bring their huge amounts of money. They'll come and invest now in this project, meaning they will come and start creating demand. Remember, the total supply of ULTIMA is just 100,000. And as we speak, about 10,000 plus have been burnt already. So which means we are not talking about 80-something thousand left. And so when we start having these big hands coming into the project, what do you think will happen to the price? The price will fly to the moon. That is why those of you who are still joking with the ULTIMAs, now every little thing you carry your ULTIMAs, you go and say, time is coming. By the time this thing appears, ULTIMA has already been listed on one tier 1 exchange, which is HTX. That happened a couple of days behind. That is already telling you something. And as we speak, by the end of this month, the company is going to remove the network marketing component from ULTIMA. ULTIMA will no longer be the ULTIMA whereby you have to refer somebody and then they pay you commissions using ULTIMA. It has the network marketing. No, they are going to remove it. So if you are interested in building a network in this system under ULTIMA, do it before the end of this month. At the end of this month, that will be all. ULTIMA is going to be rendered free. The company is going to free ULTIMA to go into the market and compete with other coins without any network marketing component. And because of that, don't be surprised that by the end of this year, ULTIMA will be listed on Binance. It will be listed on many other tier 1 exchanges. And when that happens, CoinMarketCap sees it, it classifies it maybe among the first 200, among the first 100, among the first 50, or maybe among the first 10. Who knows? Maybe it can even put it at the first position or the second position after BTC. It is very possible. And once it occupies that position, you see that many other investors, big guys, big boys in the market, they will start running into the project. In fact, they'll start keying into the project. But the advantage that you and I will have is that the splits which we had before now, they will continue to pay us the same ULTIMA in those pools. They will continue to pay us. But there will be no more new pools created, no more creation of new pools, no more reward of networkers in terms of the ULTIMA coins. As a matter of fact, there will be no more network marketing attached to the ULTIMA. It's as simple as that. So you need to take advantage of it by doing what? Get your robots now. Freeze the ULTIMA coins now and get as many robots with bigger capacities as possible. Because at the end of the 3 years, you are going to get your ULTIMAs back. And who knows, maybe in the 3 years to come, ULTIMA would have gone very high up when these big guys would have come inside. Especially now that it has been listed on a tier 1 exchange, which is HTX. It's a very big milestone. It's a very big milestone. And right now, as we speak, there are negotiations. The CEO is doing a lot of negotiations with big companies in the United States of America. There's a lot in the pipeline. A lot is going on in the system. A lot. So you need to position yourself right now. Be disciplined with your ULTIMAs. Whatever fraction it is you are getting, keep it. Keep it for the future. Something big is coming. I've already said my own. It's not a financial advice. So you can choose to do it the way you want. So that is it. So once we start having that good visibility on exchange market as well as on coin market cap, is going to be a plus for us. It's going to be a very big plus. Now, the questions on you will be asking will be, okay, so if the network marketing component is dissociated from the ULTIMA coin, so what is going to happen to networkers? The company knows very well that its networkers are so used to referring people into the system and getting commissions. And now, if they say they're removing the network marketing component, most of the networkers will feel discouraged. They will not want to keep promoting it. They will not want to keep signing up new persons. They will keep promoting the business, because the more the business is promoted, the more many people come and invest in the business, which means more liquidity is coming into the system, which means the more popularity that the coin actually gains. And the more popular it becomes, the more liquidity also is attracted to the project, which is exactly what the company needs. But now, if the company says, okay, networkers will not have anything to do with you again because we need to allow this coin to be listed by tier 1 exchanges. So we cannot continue to give it that because tier 1 exchanges don't like that. And we want the coin to grow. So the company now said, okay, instead of allowing the networkers to feel discouraged, like to say, okay, we don't have any business again, let's just be simple passive investors like any other person. The company wants the networkers to keep doing their work. You know, a networker is somebody who doesn't like when his reward stop at any moment, no matter how justifiable the reason is. They want to keep getting commissions every now and then for every work they do. And the company doesn't want to deprive them of that. For this particular reason, the company has decided to come up with a third blockchain, which is called UChain. Now, the reason for UChain, which is going to have its own coin, which is called the Ucoin, is that that particular project is going to be exclusively for networkers and every other person, even if you are not a networker. So instead of us concentrating on the ULTIMA coin and then with a network marketing part attached to it, we are going to remove that network marketing part from it and then connect it to a new coin, which is called the Ucoin. So that Ucoin is the one that is going to carry the network marketing component while ULTIMA goes into the market to face the competition with other top coins. ULTIMA will continue to remain our main asset. But now, what do we do with networkers? What are people who say, okay, we want to keep referring people into the system and getting commissions? And the company cannot keep on paying commissions in terms of ULTIMA coin, because that will still mean giving unfair advantages to people, which is what tier 1 exchanges don't want, as well as CoinMarketCap. So they need to create an alternative for it. So what is this alternative? Creating a new coin, which is called the Ucoin, that has its own blockchain, which is called the Uchain. But now the question is, how does somebody get the Ucoin? Is it going to be through splits, maybe creating liquidity pools again? The answer is no. We have already seen the disadvantages with liquidity pools or with a splitting system. It's rewarding to a certain extent, yes, but it's not really all that rosy with splitting. So the company has decided to say, okay, the only way in which people can be able to get the Uchain coin on the Uchain, that's the Ucoin on the Uchain blockchain system, is through robots. So the only product we're going to be having now will be robots. So there's a special kind of robots also that has been created. Now, this is the robots. Just before I get here. Okay, let me come back to this particular page. If you look at this, these are the present trading robots that we have now, the ULTIMA trading bot. This is exactly how the bot looks like. How do we get this bot? You simply freeze ULTIMA coins against it for a minimum period of 3 years. The robot is going to trade for you, because you have to connect the robot to an exchange. Once you connect it to the exchange, you load it with USDTs. It is going to trade TPTU. Now, okay, maybe I didn't mention this part. The TPTU itself, maybe people will be asking themselves question, okay, TPTU, so how do we narrow the TPTU to USDT? There's also a pair, TPTU stroke USDT. In fact, it is on exchanges as a matter of fact. So when you get the USDTs from there, because when it trades TPTU, one TPTU right now is equivalent to about $1.017. That's the value of one TPTU. It's about $1.017 right now as we speak. So imagine that you are able to trade your TPTUs in the market, even though it varies. It also varies. There's a fluctuation also with it. So there's a possibility for you to link or to be able to, trade your TPTUs against USDTs. Once you have enough of the USDTs, you can now associate the USDTs now to ULTIMA, because the pair that's on the exchange is ULTIMA stroke USDTs. So we are removing the possibility of ULTIMA getting to receive dumps from robots and making sure that the robots can trade only TPTU stroke USDTs, but making sure that you stay in profit. So what you actually get at the end of the day are TPTUs, which are later resold in the market by the same robot to give you what? Higher quantities of USDTs. So you can now use these, you can now make use of these USDTs on the exchange to now link them to what? To ULTIMA. It's either you are using the USDTs to get ULTIMA, which is liquidity that is being added to the ULTIMA. So that is how the link works. So that is exactly what these particular bots, actually trade as a pair, TPTU stroke USDTs. And these TPTUs as well, you can use them to get what we call energy, what we call U energy. I'm also going to talk about that in a short while. But now, like I said, what is the difference between the new robots that we are going to start having from the 1st, as a matter of fact, from the 11th of next month. They are called U robots or U bots. You can see here, it is, you see it is written here, U trading bot performance. Now, excuse me, this is let me try to explain the major characteristics of this particular U robots. Remember, these robots are only meant for the company. In fact, they are going to play the same role just like ULTIMA. It's just that this the U chain coin that we have here, the company really does not have any plans of promoting it to go into the market and run the competitive race with other top coins in the market like it is doing with ULTIMA. ULTIMA is the only messenger that goes there. But why ULTIMA is there, because it does not have the network marketing component attached to it, we are going to stay now with this one, which still has the network marketing component attached to it, but we can only get this one through what? Through robots or through trading. That is a good thing with it. We are not going to get it through liquidity pools and so on, whereby at the beginning it's going to be doing very well. Over time, it's going to maybe start registering low performances and so on. So the good thing with these U-chain robots, the robots that will be in existence as from the 11th of next month, is the fact that the smallest robot there is going to cost just 11 euros. With 11 euros, you can already get a license, a robot license, with as small as 11 euros. This 11 euros is just about 6,000 or 7,000 francs, which means that with 6,000 or 7,000 francs, somebody can already key in. Now, when you are able to afford for 11 euros, then you need to look for 11 euros again, because this 11 euros is what you are going to spend to buy the robot. You are not freezing any coins here. Unfortunately, with this one, you will not freeze any coin. If you are interested in a robot, you have to buy it with money. For instance, this one is going to cost you 11 euros. You buy it with 11 euros. The 11 euros will never come back again to you, but the robot will be given to you. Then you will need to load, you need to connect the robot to an exchange account. Then you load the exchange account with USDTs equivalent to a minimum of 11 euros. You can load more, but the minimum you can put there should be equal to the amount you also spend in buying the robot. So if you load it with 11 euros also, the robot will keep doing the trading. It will trade what? The U-chain coin. It will trade it until it gives you a percentage profit of 300%. No losses. It will give a percentage profit of 300% before the robot will stop working. And that 300% profit will be 33 euros. It means that you take your 33 euros plus the 11 euros which you initially loaded inside the exchange. That gave you this profit of 33 euros. That means at the end of the day, you will have what? 44 euros. With the 44 euros, you can now use it to upgrade. You buy another robot for what? A license for 22 euros. You load it with what? You load it with the other balance of 22 euros, because remember, you have 44 euros. So once it trades also and gives you the same 300%, that means at the end, percentage profit is 66 euros added to the original 22 euros you used in loading the exchange account. That gives you a total of 88 euros. You use it to do what? You upgrade to the next robot, a robot of 55 euros. You load it again, just like it keeps producing all of this. So you can eventually keep upgrading like this till you end up getting something extremely very big as a robot. This is going to be taking place from the 11th of next month. But by the end of this month, it will no longer be possible for anybody to get a robot by freezing ULTIMA points. If you are interested in having it, get it between now and the end of this month. It's absolutely important for you to do that. Please, this is absolutely important. So prepare yourself for next month, because something big is going to come. Many people will be able to join this system because with just 11 euros, you can get a license. 11 euros, you load your exchange account. That's a total of what? 22 euros, which is just about, let's say, 12,000 or 13,000 francs maximum. Somebody can already get a robot and start trading and making profit from it. It means that the whole street is going to belong to this system. And then most amazing is that this particular robot will be able to trade BTC as well, not just U-chain, not just a U-chain coin.